What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Bandai Gundam Universe Gundam Aerial. This is number 27 in the line of Gundam Universe figures. I think we're on wave 8, wave 9 maybe. We've got a lot of these. I have a lot in the collection and I'm being more selective. I'm not getting them all. For example, I don't pick up any of the Gundam Unicorn ones. And there's some others that I'm not interested in. This might be it for me. There might be enough in my collection where I think I don't need any more. But unless something interesting comes along, this is probably going to be it for me. So this guy looks pretty good. He's got some paint on him, a little bit of yellow paint here. He's got some black paint stripes in various spots. The eyes are painted green. A little bit of red paint on the crest and on the chin, and then black paint here on the head crest. A little bit of yellow here on the side. It does have some delicate parts. Both the horns on the head and on the front and the side are relatively thin, so you want to be careful with those. But here's the back. I think this is paint. I can't tell if it's plastic pieces or paint, but it does look good. Overall, it's a nice looking version of Gundam Aerial. And one of the first things we always do when we take a look at these is replace the fisted hands, which I find to be useless, with the alternate gripping hands. So, oops, wrong side. And these are meant to hold the weapons, and I just think they look better anyways. So let's go over his articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so you get side to side up to there. If you go too far, it comes off the ball joint. Down to there. The neck itself can move, so you get it way down. You get a little bit back and forth on it. These beam saber hilts will remove, but they don't actually hold beams. They're just for decorative purposes. It does look good. It doesn't come with a beam, by the way. The shoulder's on a double ball peg, so you get some butterfly joint out of that. The shoulder pad itself can move up and down, so you can get the shoulder up to there. If you go too far, it'll pop off this shoulder pad. You can see it's just on a ball joint, and you have a hinge here for the arm. You have a rotation here at the bicep. We'll get this back on here. You have a double jointed elbow, gets you past 90 degrees, but not the full bend, just due to the sculpt. For the wrist, you have a ball joint, so it can go in and out, up and down, and it can rotate. The waist, you have two joints, one up here, one down here. So you can rotate around, you can go up and down, and you get a little bit side to side. The bottom joint goes down a little bit and up a little bit, so there's a tiny bit of movement at the lower joint. But mostly it's at the top. Hip skirts, we'll move out of the way. This is, I haven't seen a hip skirt like that so far. It kind of integrates into the legs, but if you lift that up, lift this up, and these are on little pegs. That's been kind of consistent all throughout this line. The legs are on a drop down hinge, so you can drop them down and then kick up to there, back to there, up to the side. It is on ball joints. It's not the best tolerance for outward movement. And then you have a rotation at that ball joint. You have a double jointed knee, but due to the sculpt, almost intentionally, they've limited his articulation. Ankles are on two ball pegs, so there's a ball peg up here and down here. So you get a rotation, forward and backward, side to side. And this one, the ankle shield doesn't move, it's just attached to the foot. You get quite a bit of movement on there. It's actually a little bit loose on this one compared to the usual. For the accessories, we get a blaster. Just done in gray plastic, no detail whatsoever. It does have a little slot in the middle here, so it's kind of two-pronged gun. Good looking gun, I just wish it had some paint on it. It's very, very plain and boring. That will fit into the hands, either hand, doesn't matter. And the trigger finger will go around the trigger. So you can get that. Good looking gun. And like I mentioned, it doesn't come with any beam sabers, but it does come with a shield. Looks like this. It's got a ball jointed adapter here, which will fit into the side of his arm. You can go on either arm. There's also an adapter on the back, So if you want this look, you can have it back there, which I think is pretty neat. Or if you want, you can have it attached to the arm. And that's how it looks. It looks like a little bit of blue paint and gray paint over white plastic. And of course you get the stand adapter for the Tamashii Stage Act stands. So you can display him stand. Since he's not a flying character, it doesn't have wings or anything, I'm not going to put him on there, but these go right here. And then you can plug in any standard size stand port. So final recommendations on the Bandai Gundam Universe Gundam Aerial. It's an okay figure. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. It looks really nice. I do like the look of the shield. The gun is pretty boring. Could have stand to have at least some paint here on the front, on the sight. Overall, it is a little bit of a lackluster of release. It also has loose ankles, so he has a hard time balancing just because they gave him more articulation on the ankles, but then it kind of is floppy there. So that's kind of a decrease in quality. But this is probably going to be my last wave of these. If you've watched any of my reviews before, you'll know I've been in on this line for quite a while. And I think I'm coming to the end of my purchases. Unless something really cool comes along, I'll probably bow out of this line. But it serves a purpose. It allows me to collect Gundam for a relatively low price and get decent quality value out of it and not have to build a model kit. So if you're into that, that's what this line is for. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.